Hey, Inflewence here, and today I have Magic Square's MSB 58 Brontosaurus, another addition to their Dinobot Legends lineup. Basically the same, sculpt is on point. I was just saying that if they upscale these and make them into masterpiece, I would be interested if they were big enough. If they were as big as Giga, I would definitely be interested in these designs because they are definitely great. Magic Square is always Magic Square, not squares like Hollywood squares, but Magic Square always does great sculpts. My only complaints are usually the plastic sometimes and the paint, the dull paint. I like metallic paint. As somebody pointed out, that they're probably released toy versions that have a better paint job or a different paint job. I don't know if it is better. I like the cartoon looking version, but I just wanted more metallic type paint. But that's pretty much it. Other than that, he's great. Another unique transformation, I think. And let's get into it.
Transformers reviews, tech and the news, whatever else I use as a muse. Hit subscribe. I appreciate the views. Influences interest on YouTube.
He is up close. You can see his face. Which is cool. Nice sculpt. It looks good. Has his gun and his sword, so we can get into accessories. One thing I do like about the gun is it has this little cutout that fits the horn, or the horn. It's the toe, dinosaur toe, and it fits around that, and the sword does too. So I like when companies think about stuff like that. And you see the sword just has a yellow hilt and silver painted. Here's the gun. It kind of has this thing because, you know, the original one shot. I had the original. I think this was the only Dinobot I ever had, to tell you the truth. And it's not the one I really wanted. I love Swoop. I love Pterodactyl, so that was my favorite, but I never got it. Boo hoo. Getting it now. So comes with some hands. They're the same type of hands that Triceratops came with, Slag. And he has this gimmick that goes on Dino mode, and I'll show that when Devastator punched him in his back. He can do that. His legs sprawl out, all that good stuff. Got some cards. I forgot the card on the other review. Trash directions. And we have a box. Same type of deal. Got some tech specs back here, a little picture. And that's it. I thought this was a price tag at first. I'm like, what is that? Compare him again to Grimlock here. And Perceptor. I don't care about his pose. I can get him back to pose regular. And Slag. So there they go together. They definitely look good. Like I said, if they were to upscale these, turn them into masterpiece, I would not be mad at them. As long as they were big enough. They would have to be as big as, I would probably still get them, but because Dinobots is one of my favorite teams ever, I think a lot of people, but in order to display them on my masterpiece, to replace Giga, they would have to be painted really well, and they would need to be as big as Giga. These wings move. They can go all the way back, so you can get, they can go out like this. Head spins all the way around. Goes down a lot. It goes up a good amount, and you can get side to side because it's on a ball joint. Arm has a butterfly. And it has a butterfly this way too, but that's really for, so you can get it, the arm up. So you get the arm up about that much. You got a double jointed elbow, and I like how they did this elbow. and you just bend that thing up like that. I like this because, as you'll see in the transformation, it has false arms for the Dino mode. So I do like when they do stuff like that because, I mean, it's cool for proportion reasons. So you get bicep swivel. It's a swivel down here, and you get this part swivels as well. So you can kind of make this look how you want it, and it still keeps the functionality. So if you want it on the side like that or over here like this, it's up to you. You got hands that spin all the way around. Nothing else. Fixed hands, of course, because you have the ball jointed hands. So let me see if I can take this hand off. Again, you probably gotta move it around to where it can come off. Oh no, it's ball joints. Oh, okay, so there we go. I guess that's why this is a ball joint and not the. It's a different hand. That's weird. Guess maybe they came up with something better. Hey, I ain't mad at them. As soon as you know you're doing something wrong, you readjust and do it better. I don't care if you're in the middle of designing or not. I wish more companies would do that. I don't know if that's what they did or if it was just functional. But these hands are cool. Then you got like, hey, can you give me $5? Where was I? Waist goes around. You see all the stuff in the back here. It does get compact in the back, but it's not bad. Then you have a waist bend that's on this hinge, double hinge thing, and you have the bend forward and the bend backwards, no side to side. Then you get the skirts up on the side, and he does the full splits. He also has the skirt gimmick. Not really gimmick because you use it. Gimmick's usually something that you don't use. But again, you have the limitation here because of it not moving. Like, they should just made it move on this as well. So you could have had that and have this move. That's how I like it. Because then you could just move it down and move this all the way up. But you can't now. So you only get that much, which is barely nothing. So that's really the only limitation. You got a bicep swivel here. You got the knee swivel if you want it to act like a bicep swivel kind of. And you got a double jointed knee. And I like the way they made it move out. If you can see that, see how that knee moves out, and then you can get the full run. Then toe, you get a tilt, and you get a tilt on the heel spur, which is great. So now time for transformation. That you can leave this like this. I was gonna take that out, but you don't really need to. Just get this like this, and on both sides it is tabbed in right there. You take that up like this. Make sure that's far or out more. Pull that down like that and exposes all of this. So then you pull this out. You can pull this out to get this, so you can pull this out a little bit better. Move this down here and move these in, these hands in, because you want this in like this. Move this down too. Do the same thing. Move the hand in, pull it out, flip it in, push it up. If you got it in right, push it up there and flip this in like that. Now you move this down. Now move these. They kind of move out the way like this. Move this whole thing, and once you do that, then you can spin this around You got to move it wherever you can to get it around here like this, because then this is going to be on the outside. So you got that on the outside. Again, do the same thing over here. Pull this down, pull this, flip this up, flip this around here. Then you flip that back down. This right here, you want to put in these two flaps. Put that in like that. Put that there. You see how I spin that down? I did it without telling you, but you gotta make sure that's down like that. Now what you want to do is flip this up here, and you want this to move down and bend down on the elbow. But you want it a little bit straighter. Straight out like that. Move that down. Same thing here. You can get it better later, but for now you just want to move it like that. On the second hinge, it doesn't clamp in anywhere or anything, so you can put this up. It was move this back up here like this, and you clamp it where it was before, basically, to keep all this stuff in here together. And there's a peg in the back that has to slide in on this thing and kind of holds it together, but then this really solidifies it when you put that in there like that. And this, you're gonna fool with that later, but anyhow. Then we have this thing. Open that up and just pull this out so it's like that more. And then this is gonna go like that. So you have like the front pretty much done. You can see. You can worry about it later, because then you're gonna have to spin this like that, and then spin these like this. Now you're gonna want to get these open just like the other one. All the stuff is in there, but it's even more stuff. So you have this tail, so you want to get this out, unfurl this. It's really intuitive once you know like what you're looking for or what you're doing. Like just spinning stuff around and getting these arms are probably the biggest problem. Get that up like that, and there we go. Then this you want to pull down here and also move this out like that. This right here, move that out, and then you want to adjust this leg, because this is a dinosaur leg and it's in a little bit, so it's not quite flush, but it is in enough to not have it where it's supposed to be. So then you just move it out and plug it into the side here, so it stays right there, and there you go. Now you want to move this toe around like that and move that up. There's a little gap there that it goes into like that, and here you go, like this, and the tail done came out. So then you move this in normal fashion. I guess it's normal fashion. Make sure you push this in too right here. This little flap goes in before you close it. And then I thought I closed this. I guess I didn't, but you just close everything together. There we go. That's not the best connection, so that's probably why it didn't close. And we basically got one side done. Let's do the other side. Open this up, flip this out here. Flip this up. Move this down. You flip the toe around, and then that flips up there. Pull that out. Flip this down so you don't forget. Then you move this all the way out and peg it into the right here. And it doesn't seem to want to peg. There we go. I had it and I pulled it back out. All right, then you push this down and get that right where you need it. I think that's right. There we go. And then how you remember to do this foot is once you turn this upside down, this, just remember this little thing has to slide in there. So however you can do that, that's how you get the foot. There you go. Make sure the foot is bent all the way up so it goes in there like that without a hitch. I don't know if that was without a hitch, but then just close this together to kind of keep it together, for lack of a better term. There we go. Move these out the way. You can worry about the feet later, but then you can move this up here like this. Get these situated so you can show it like this, I guess. Close that together. And well, not really, you shouldn't have closed it, but I like to close it because then you can get this together. Underneath it's a over under. I don't know why this came out right here, but just get this together first. Move these up and then you kind of get that in and this in right there. Then over here the same way. You can move the head up too, just so this can clamp in there. It's just easier to do that. Now you just got to adjust that waist to try to get it right. And once that's right, then you can just clamp all this stuff in here like this. Clamp this together, then these fold and clamp on right there. Right there. Make sure this don't come apart. Stuff will come apart, but once you get it together, it kind of stays. This right here, I don't know. I'm not gonna force it. Okay, just when I say that, and it goes. So you pull this out, and you pull these out, spin them around. Mine came off the joint like multiple times, so just be careful when you're doing that. Then you can sprawl out the feet again over here, and I'll show you what I mean. This is flimsy. Well, this is tight when you first get it. It's not tight right now, but this whole thing is moving, but you're holding it, and this little flimsy part right here is not great. So the first time you do it, you might want to try to hold the whole thing and get it together. Same here, except you don't have to turn them around. You just flip them out and then flip the toes out. Flip them out, flip the toes out. And he's done. There you go. I just transformed all of them out of Dino mode, so there's no comparisons this time. But you can see, and let me show the gimmick. He has the thing that you pop off right there, and then you put these on. It comes with this, and it comes with the 2 eyes, so don't lose the eyes if you get this. And it kind of covers up the robot eyes a little. You can still see it, but then the legs go flat, so you can make it look like that with Devastator. This is supposed to be together too. That's probably why it was coming apart. There we go. That's a tight peg, so that like kind of keeps it together, all solidified. But yeah, here we go. See that wild stuff, like psh, psh. So back to regular head and articulation. Of course, his mouth, you saw that when I was putting the thing in, his head could go up that high, and like that it can spin all the way around, so he could get some good expressions. Tail, nothing. Legs go up like that, of course. I mean, not much you can do because it's super loose, so they will fall down somewhat. This is not on there, right? I don't feel like trying to get it. If you get it on the first time, I probably did not. So back here you have no spin or anything. Toe goes down, both toes go down and up. You can use that. You have the foot that goes like that. This one, the foot goes like that as well with no rocker. Actually, you can use this as a rocker, kind of. I don't think it's supposed to be, because mainly for transformation you use this as a rocker too, but it does break up the sculpt. And that's pretty much it for it. Of course, they go all the way around, but why do you need that? You don't. So yeah, you can use the front as a rocker, like if you want to get a better stance, I guess. I don't know. You also can store the weapons. You have spot here. I wish it came with flame accessories, but it does not. And you can store the gun. Doesn't look great, but I guess whatever. It's still storage. So that's it. If you enjoyed this review, you know what to do, and I will get over to another one. Peace.
You know, life ain't over. Life ain't over. Life ain't over. As long as you alive, you can give another try and take it real high if you want.